Now, once we know the o'clock, we need to learn the minutes. This long hand is so long that it's pointing to these little tiny small lines here, which are all the small minutes here. So this little hand, he's the worker bee. He has to work. This is the big boss telling us the time, and this is the little worker bee telling us how many minutes have gone around the clock. So if we take a look here, the big boss is telling us that it is 4 o'clock, but this long hand is pointing towards this little tiny line here. And what that line means is that it's already been 1 minute. So it is 4 o'clock with 1 minute past. So we would write 4 ... O as in 0 and 1. Let's take a look at this time. Okay, the big boss is pointing towards the 7, so it is 7 o'clock. What happens when it moves a little bit more? The worker bee is pointing towards that one line. The time here is still 7 o'clock, but with 1 minute added. Let's take a look about what that would look like. 7 o'clock on the big clock, and then 7:01 when we add 1 minute. What happens when we add another minute? As the seconds move around, it's making the minute hand move one more. Let's see. Now we notice the minute hand has moved 2 little small lines. The big boss is still pointing to the 7. So at this time, it is 7:02. If it moves one more line, it will be 7:03. Let's take a look. 7:03. If it moves again, one more minute, it's 7:04. 7:05. He's the one who's working the most. He's working around the clock. And this big boss just gets to sit and wait for the other one to go all the way around before he moves too much. So the big boss just kind of gets to stay still. So when we look at the clock, if it's 7 o'clock with no minutes, we write it here. 7:01 with a minute added. 7:02. 7:03, 7:04, and if we look at the clock, it's pointing here. Let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this time is 7:05. If we move it around again, it'll be 7:06, 7:07, 7:08, 7:09, and then 7:10. So let's help our hand go a little faster. So 7:06, 7:07, 7:08, 7:09, and 7:10. So we see the big boss is still in charge here. He's pointing to the 7. And the long hand is pointing to that small line here, which is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. If we keep going around, one more, it's 10 plus one more is 11. So this would be 7:11. Not the store 7-Eleven, but the time would be 7:11. If we keep going, 7:12, 7:13, 7:14, 7:15, 7:16, 7:17, 7:18, 7:19, and now 7:20. We see the big boss hasn't moved very much. He's still sitting in his office, moving just a tiny bit here, but we're still pointing towards the 7. 7:21, 7:22, 7:23, 7:23, 7:24, 7:25. Pointing towards the 5 is 25 minutes. 7:26, 7:27, 7:28, 7:29, 7:30. So when it goes all the way around these minutes, it's 7:30. Let's take a look at our big boss over here. He's moved only a little bit. He's between the 7 and the 8. So he's still 7 o'clock, but now it's 7:30. We're moving towards the 8 o'clock time. So right now it's 7:30. If we keep moving, 7:31, 7:32, 7:33, 7:34, 7:35, 7:36, 7:37, 7:38, 7:39, 40, 7:40. Look at our big boss hand here. He's moving towards the 8, but he's not there yet. He's still in charge of the 7. Keep going. 7:41, 7:42, 7:43, 7:44, 7:45, 7:46, 7:47, 7:48, 7:49, 7:50, 7:51, 7:52, 7:53, 7:54, 7:55. Now let's take a look at our big hand. He's almost at the 8, but he's still in charge of this number 7 here because we have not reached 8 o'clock yet. But we're almost there. But it's the time right now is 7. We're still in charge of this one. 7:55. But what happens when we keep going? 7:56, 7:57, 7:58, 7:59. This hand is almost at the 8, but still, because we're 7:59, the 7 is still the big boss. But as soon as we go up here, ding, 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 that's a total of 60 minutes around, which we go reset back to 0-0. The small hand is now the leader of the 8 o'clock, and we would write 8 ... 00.